Welcome to my YouTube channel, Timeless Bible Story. Today our story is The Great Women on the Bible, Esther. Long ago in the vast Persian Empire, a story unfolded that would change the course of history. This is the story of Esther, a young Jewish woman whose courage and faith saved an entire nation. Her journey begins in the court of King Xerxes, a powerful ruler whose decisions would shape the destiny of many. The Persian Empire was at its peak, stretching from India to Ethiopia. King Xerxes, also known as Ahasuerus, ruled from his magnificent palace in Susa. One day, the king decided to showcase the splendor of his kingdom by hosting a grand banquet. For 180 days, he displayed the vast riches of his empire, and then he held a 7-day feast for all the people in the citadel of Susa. But amidst the celebrations, a conflict arose. Queen Vashti, the king's wife, was hosting a separate banquet for the women. On the 7th day of the feast, King Xerxes, in high spirits from wine, commanded his eunuchs to bring Queen Vashti before him to display her beauty to the nobles and officials. However, Queen Vashti refused to come. Her defiance angered the king, and he sought counsel from his advisors. His advisors warned him that if Queen Vashti's behavior went unpunished, women across the empire would defy their husbands. They urged the king to remove her as queen and find a new wife. King Xerxes agreed, and a decree was issued. Queen Vashti was to be banished, and a search would begin for the most beautiful and worthy woman in the land to become the new queen. In the city of Susa, there lived a young Jewish woman named Esther. Orphaned as a child, she was raised by her cousin Mordecai, a devout man who served in the king's court. Esther was known for her beauty, but more importantly, for her kindness and wisdom. One day, news of the king's search for a new queen reached Mordecai. He knew Esther was beautiful enough to be chosen, but he also knew the dangers of revealing her Jewish identity in a foreign court. Yet, Mordecai believed that God had a plan for Esther. He encouraged her to go to the palace and present herself. Esther obeyed Mordecai and went to the palace, where she was placed under the care of Hegai, the king's eunuch in charge of the harem. Hegai was immediately impressed by Esther's grace and humility. He provided her with the best beauty treatments and assigned her 7 maids to attend to her needs. After months of preparation, it was time for the young women to appear before the king. Each woman was given the opportunity to present herself, but none captured the king's heart, like Esther. When Esther entered the throne room, her beauty and grace left everyone in awe. King Xerxes was immediately drawn to her, and he placed the royal crown on her head, declaring her the new queen of Persia. Esther's rise to queenship was nothing short of miraculous, yet she never forgot her roots or her faith. At Mordecai's advice, she kept her Jewish identity a secret, trusting that God's hand was at work in her life. Meanwhile, Mordecai continued to serve at the king's gate. One day he overheard 2 guards plotting to assassinate King Xerxes. Mordecai immediately reported the conspiracy to Esther, who informed the king. The plot was foiled, and Mordecai's loyalty was recorded in the royal chronicles. However, not everyone in the kingdom was loyal. Haman, the king's highest official, was a proud and arrogant man. The king had recently promoted him above all other nobles, and Haman expected everyone to bow down to him. But Mordecai, a devout Jew, refused to bow to anyone but God. Haman was furious. When he learned that Mordecai was a Jew, he devised a wicked plan to destroy not only Mordecai, but all the Jews in the Persian Empire. He went to the king and accused the Jews of being disloyal subjects, suggesting that they should be annihilated. Without realizing the full implications, King Xerxes agreed and issued a decree ordering the destruction of the Jewish people. When Mordecai learned of the decree, he tore his clothes, put on sackcloth and ashes, and wept bitterly. He sent a message to Esther, urging her to go to the king and plead for her people. But Esther was afraid. Anyone who approached the king without being summoned could be put to death, unless the king extended his golden scepter. Mordecai's response was firm. Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone will escape. If you remain silent, deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? Esther made a decision. She asked Mordecai and all the Jews in Susa to fast and pray for 3 days. She too would fast, and then she would go to the king, even if it cost her life. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe my YouTube channel to get more video.